Hello and welcome to BeamNG.Drive. I'm your host, Davidinark. Today I'm taking a look at an old map that actually still works, as far as I can tell, except for the driver part. This is called Pikes Peak, and it's just that. And I can't remember, it actually has a name. Something about the Pikes Peak Hills Climber Club or something. I can't remember what it's called. But anyhow, it is a map that is based on climbing Pikes Peak, taking obviously the paved road and heading up to the top of the mountain. So I thought it may be kind of fun to take a look at this and see I don't know, I'm curious to see how, I would say how accurate it is. I've not taken the whole challenge or anything like that. I used to live in Colorado and go to Pikes Peak all the time. And in fact, a couple of years ago, well, I can see how this is going to go. We got this. Hey, can I just lose the bumper? That would be handy. Just throw that puppy away, would you? Oh well, we'll wave our yellow flag and okay. Well, I can see this is gonna be a problem. Oh, okay. No. We're not doing this. All right, fine. Here, let's go. But a couple of years ago, my family went back to Colorado for vacation and had a great time, and we went up to Pikes Peak among other things. We actually stayed in Colorado Springs. There we go. We stayed in Colorado Springs, and that was kind of our home base while we were on vacation. Did a lot of cool stuff. There is that would be cool. I'm sorry, I'm kind of thinking. They have the Air Force Academy is down in Colorado Springs, and it is most known for the chapel that they have there. It's a very cool chapel that's, I'm sure the design is representative of something, but it's like a series of triangles all stacked. That's what it looks like anyway. Look at there, wait, squirrel, there's some houses. Whoa, what do we got here? Oh, look, restrooms, and I'm sorry, are those bears on the sign? Okay. That looks like bears. All right, let's watch for bears. Oh, so how awesome would that be if somebody put bears on the map? That would be very cool. Of course, what would be even cooler is if they were like, actually animated and bears could come out of the woods or something. That would be wild. I know, it's not going to happen. I understand. I get it. But how cool would that be? Anyway, at the Air Force Academy, they have this really cool chapel. It's awesome. But if you've never been to Colorado, there are all kinds of really cool things to see and do. There's Garden of the Gods. There's there we go. Royal Gorge, which is this giant. Well, you start actually off at the top, but it's a gorge, so it's this giant valley, and you can actually walk across the bridge. And if I remember correctly, it's the highest suspension bridge. I know in the United States. I don't think in the world. I think it's the highest one in the United States, and maybe at one point it was the highest one in the world, something like that. Anyway, it's really, really high. And you walk across and look down into the river. It's very cool. Then, of course, one of the other things you can do in Colorado is go up to Pikes Peak. And there are a couple of ways to get there. One is the paved road. Now, when I lived in Colorado, that was many, many years ago. And by many, I mean I went to college in Colorado. So, in fact, I graduated high school. So, that's many years ago. Although not as many as some of you think. I'm not as old as I look, I know. I look like I'm 65. I'm not 65. I haven't even reached 50 yet. So, there you go. Let's just say I've had a really good... How do you say that? I've lived a very active life, done a lot of things, seen a lot of things, been a lot of places. So I may not have necessarily aged well, but I've had fun doing it. So not quite 50 yet. That also answers a couple of questions, or at least a question I get all the time. How old are you, man? So how about that? Not quite 50. Let's do that. Anyway. But I don't remember... Oh, no! That's a problem. I don't remember there being... and there could have been. But I don't remember there being the paved highway to the top of Pikes Peak when I was much younger. I don't remember that. And there may have been. I just don't recall. For some reason, I was thinking that came later, but that could just be, you know, A, my memory playing tricks on me, and B, my general lack of memory of a lot of things from that time for a lot of various reasons we won't go into. But anyway, what you can do nowadays is you can actually drive up the paved road, if you so dare, up to the top of Pikes Peak. But what's really cool... Oh, wait. Let's check this out. Look at this. What do we have here? Oh. Oh, this is cool. That is very cool. This reminds me sort of Glen Cove Inn. Oh, I love that they put the where's my mouse? Yeah. Oh, you know, the viewfinder things, the viewers, you can put the quarter in or whatever, or dollar or whatever it costs these days, and you look in and you can take a look. Of course, it's positioned in a weird place, so like all you can see is the house across the street, but you know, hey, whatever, we'll take it. Oh my gosh. What that reminded me though of is where I was going with my whole story, is that you can also take a train up the hill to the top of Pikes Peak, and that house reminded me of that. Oh gosh, I take corners way too fast. But that little house back there reminded me of the train station that you can. That's where you board the train. What's really, how you doing? What's really cool about the train is when you're riding the train, right? It's a train, so it can't. How do I say this? I mean, it's on a track, right? So it's just going up the hill, and there are points where, as you're sitting on the train, you look out the window, and the trees look like they are growing sideways. And the reason why they look like they're growing sideways is not because the trees are growing sideways. Remember, trees grow straight up. It's because the train going up the mountain is so steep that it makes it look like the trees are growing sideways. It is the craziest thing ever. Oh my gosh. But so much fun. And of course, there's all the history of just Pikes Peak in general, and then kind of life in and around Pikes Peak in Colorado at the time. Colorado was part of the whole gold rush, the western expansion and finding gold and what have you. And then you may or may not know, but Colorado, especially when you get up into the mountains, Colorado is huge ski resort, ski area. Many of you may have probably heard of places like Vail, Breckenridge. We're doing great. And in fact, well, I can't remember the exact thing. I think it had something to do with the Olympics. When we were in Colorado a couple of years ago, we had gone up to Vail to just go hang out, and there's all kinds of little shops up there, and it's a very neat tourist town, and we went in the middle of summer, so there wasn't any skiing going on. However, they were having like an X Games program going on there, and so they had all kinds of companies. They had, I'm assuming, famous X gamers. I didn't recognize any of them, of course. That's not necessarily just not necessarily my thing. Although, you know, had there been, I don't know, which I know this is not really an X gamer, but you know, had there been, you know, Tony Hawk or something, I would have recognized Tony Hawk, and I'm sure my kids would have recognized several of the others if their name had stuck out. And there may have been some, again, that's not my arena, so I don't really know, but they had all kinds of really cool, where'd you put that? They had all kinds of really cool vendors, and that, again, this was several. I'm so not good at the turning thing. You know what I'm saying? What I need to do is quit talking with my hand, and get my hand on my handbrake. Get your hand on your handbrake. But again, this was several years ago, so GoPro was a huge sponsor at the event. I know, it was all very cool, and I'm talking about Vail, and we're on Pikes Peak, so let's get back to Pikes Peak. But one of the things that I absolutely love about Pikes Peak in general is that in real life, when you get to the top, there's a restaurant up there. There's the Welcome to Pikes Peak sign where, you know, most folks, when you get up there, you get your picture taken. I will tell you this. As a kid, when I went up to Pikes Peak, thanks for the buffer so that I could take a wide turn. Keep on going. Oh, no. You guys are like, why do you play? Why do you play this game? But as a kid, when we go to Pikes Peak, the altitude, oh no. Ah, boy. That's okay. We're good. Fine. The altitude never bothered me, any of that kind of stuff. I do remember this. Oh my gosh. This is one of those things that comes with age, right? You know. So I do remember my grandparents complaining about it being hard to breathe and lack of oxygen and that kind of stuff when you get to the top, because you're so high up in the air. And you know, as a kid, it was like, you're crazy. You know what you're talking about. We're perfectly fine. You know, not that I'm not quite a kid. When we got up to the top this time, it's kind of like, okay, I understand now what my grandparents were going through. Oh my goodness. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Wahoo. I have no idea how long it takes. I don't know how long it takes to really get to the top, and I have no idea how long it takes in the game to get to the top. So, I do kind of, now again, this is an old map that I just found while I was poking around the forums, and I don't remember. I'm sure it may have been a released map. Anyway, I'll have a link to the map in the description. Go check it out. And it's actually just a separate zip file attached to the forum post, because it's in the forum. It's not an official map. Not officially released for whatever reason. I don't know why this wasn't officially released, as far as I know. Or maybe it was, and I'm just full of it. That could be too. Shrinking memory and all that good stuff. But like I said, it's an older map, and I noticed in the comments that at certain points in the conversation, some folks were having a hard time making it work. Oh, put that rock right there on the road. Oh, what I was going to say was, what I kind of wish is that, the further you get, of course, I realize part of that is also the time of year. Although anytime you go, there's a good chance you're going to find some snow as you go along. And so I kind of wish that as you got up here, I would assume that wherever we are in terms of getting close to, which I think we're close to, just because there doesn't seem to be any map above us. I don't know. It'd be cool with snow on the ground, have that transition. Oh, well, there you go. I guess we're at the top. Oh, that is so cool. That's like the weather station. Is that what that? Let's see. What's that say? I'm going to have to zoom in. Well, you can't really tell. Yeah, something. I don't know. Anyway, but they have a whole weather station up there. Whoa. Oh, actually, so this is supposed to be the broadcast towers and microwave towers and all that kind of cool stuff. I have to say, it is awesome to see this on the map because these are things that are actually at the top of Pikes Peak. When you go up there, because it's so high, they use that for a lot of communication relays. And then at the top, earlier I was talking about the restaurant, and this is this is pretty much what it looks like. I mean, granted, it's not necessarily in the middle of the. Oops! Wow, that was interesting. Don't know what happened to me there. You can actually, there's parking and stuff that doesn't quite look like this, but it does look like this. In terms of it's a long, flat building with this rock wall around it. They did a really good job of replicating that. Oh my gosh. That is very, very cool. And then when you get to the top of Pikes Peak, it pretty much does end just like this. When you go at the top of the mountain. Of course, and this is not knocking the map maker at all. It's just BeamNG in general, right? But when you get to the top, of course, you're at the top, and so when you look out, there are all kinds of other mountains and definitely clouds and all that. But this happens to be a clear day, but really, a lot of times when you get up there, it's very foggy because you are up in the clouds, man. So it is. Oh, that is so cool. So do they have the little welcome to Pikes Peak? I don't really see. I guess maybe that's supposed to represent it or something. They have a kind of a rock, and it says "Welcome to Pikes Peak," and there's a bench there, and you can sit there. And it's like I said, that's where a lot of people get their picture taken. But that is awesome. So this is Pikes Peak. Again, it's an older map, so your mileage may vary in terms of whether it works for you or not. If it does not work for you, you may want to make sure it's the only mod in your folder, and B, you may want to clear out your cache and all that kind of stuff. So is it possible to take a quick way down? Let's look at this. Oh, that is cool. The fastest way down the mountain. Jump off. No, don't do that. Oh, nice. Rumble, tumble, rolling down Pikes Peak. Woohoo! Hey, right between the big rocks. That's cool. Oh, off a little rock jump. I have no idea where we are on the map in relation to where we started, other than we are above it somewhere. So this could be the wrong way to go, but when you're cruising down the mountain, is there really a wrong way to go? Anyhow, there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to an old man tell you stories. Feel free to leave any questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories down in the comment section below. What the heck is all that? Look at this. I have no idea where I am. That is awesome. Wow. Huh. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. That piece is on fire. Awesome stuff. I love this game.